The Eyes from Devil's Hollow, Part 1. Camp Red Pines. They said the woods behind Camp Red Pines were haunted. But in 1984, we thought it was just a story. Counselors told to keep kids in their bunks. We were 12. Full of Mountain Dew, Walkman music, and a false sense of immortality. The legend was old, older than the camp, older than the town of Belfort itself. A theme with yellow eyes, something that watched from the pines. We first heard it in the mess hall. One of the older boys, Vince, swore he'd seen it. A shadow, tall, covered in hair, with glowing eyes like coals. He said it came out after storms. Sit it, dragged raccoons into the trees, and once a deer. Devil's Hollow, he whispered, pointing to the edge of the woods. It lives in there. We laughed. Sort of. That night, the thunder rolled in. A summer storm, thick and sudden. Rain hammered the cabin roofs, and lightning lit the lake like a strobe. Add lights out. We lay awake, me, Donnie, Eric, and Sadie. We were cabin 9, the quiet one. We passed a flashlight between bunks, trading spooky stories, until the power cut out completely. That's when we heard the scratching. At first, we thought it was a raccoon. Then came the low thump, like something heavy brushing the wall. Eric crept to the window. Guys, he whispered, it's standing by the woodshed. We all crowded beside him. There was a figure, big, wrong. It shifted like smoke, but its shape was solid. It had long arms, clawed hands, and yes eyes, like burning lemons. We ducked, held our breath, waited it moved, slid behind the shed, then silence. Dunny wanted to tell a counselor, but we didn't. It sounded too crazy. The next morning, the ground near the shed was torn up, muddy gouges like claws. No one believed us, of course. Vince said we were copycats. Counselors said it was just a bear. They wander through, sometimes, but something felt off. That afternoon, we found Sadie crying behind the Arts and Crafts Lodge. Her journal was gone, ripped apart and dumped at the edge of the woods. Pages shredded as if something had chewed on them. Inside one page, we saw words that hadn't been there before, written in charcoal or dirt. Come deeper. That night, we stayed awake. I kept the flashlight tight in my fist. Somewhere near midnight, Donnie shook me awake. Sadie's gone. Her bed was empty. Window open. Rain coming down again. We ran outside in socks and raincoats, shouting her name. Bree. We found her at the lake. She was standing knee-deep in the water, in her pajamas, eyes wide and blank. When we pulled her back, she just kept whispering, the eyes, the hollow. It called me. They moved her to the infirmary. The nurse said she was sleepwalking, but I saw the same dirt charcoal writing, scrawled across her arm. Come deep. We told Eric we had to find out what it was. We had to go into Devil's Hollow. He said we were insane, but something was pulling Sadie back. We couldn't let it win. So the next night, While the others slept, we packed 3 flashlights and snuck out. The woods swallowed us fast. Sound died behind the trees. Pah! The smell of wet pine and rotting moss filled our lungs. We followed broken branches and claw marks carved into trunks. And then we found it a clearing filled with stone totems, piled bones, animal skulls. Something hanging from a tree, an old camp shirt, ripped. Eric whispered, "That's from cabin 2. Someone's missing." We didn't hear anything approach, no footsteps, just a sudden change in the air. Then came the growl. Low, inhuman. We turned. Bit stood there, hunched and massive, with those same burning yellow eyes. I screamed. Eric ran. Donnie froze. The creature lunged. Everything became blur and motion. I remember grabbing Donnie's hand, dragging her through the brush, leaves, slashing our faces. We heard Eric scream behind us, then silent, then breathing deep right behind us. We didn't look back. To be continued in Part 2, The Hollow Awakens.